in the end.
Well, Leanne is still with us, and we're joined by Dr. Paul Redmond from the University of Liverpool. Dr. Redmond, if I can come to you first, it is good to hear those graduates being positive, but you really wouldn't want to be a graduate this summer, really, would you?
Well, it's certainly competitive. I mean, no one's going to deny that. We've noticed about a 17% fall in vacancies compared to last year. And I think students are aware that it's going to be a more difficult market. But as you heard, there is a buoyancy, there's an optimism amongst students that there are still jobs there. I mean, at Liverpool, we have 500 vacancies on our website at the moment.
But are they vacancies that reflect perhaps what they are qualified to do?
Yeah, there's a mix, and we've certainly noticed that many firms are still keen to carry on recruiting. But we're aware that students have to be more entrepreneurial this year in terms of how they apply.
What does that mean, though? What can they do that's different from previous years?
I think in the past, the qualification would obviously open doors for people. Today, while it's still essential to have a degree for many jobs, students have to be a bit more forward-thinking. They have to gain work experience while they're at university. They've got to develop employability skills. They have to build up contacts as well while they're at university.
Shouldn't they always have been doing this, Leanne? I mean, is this something new?
I think it's been brought into the spotlight recently because of the recession, and a lot of universities have jumped on this bandwagon and really pushed for students to gain these extra skills. And I found from a Students' Union perspective that we have always done that through extra student activities and trying to involve them through course reps and different forms of representation. But a lot of students are actually taking that on and really pushing.
But is there an argument, perhaps, that the government needs to stop pushing people into higher education and actually there needs to be more concentration on getting people savvy in the workplace?
Well, I think, as the Vice-Chancellor said before, there is a real need for more graduate-level skills than ever before. And there's been profound changes in the job market over the last 25 years. So Britain no longer makes things in the same way that we used to do. We need people who can communicate at a high level. I think that's why there is a demand for graduates, but it is a very competitive time.
But with so many people going to university, are there the jobs out there that needs that many highly qualified people?
Do you want to say that?
Why shouldn't we have a country that is set at a level down here? Them highly qualified students should be at a level much higher.
Absolutely, but if there aren't the jobs for them to use those skills, what is a degree worth?
I think a degree is worth a lot more than just the academic education that they receive. The life experience that you get from going to university in itself is something that I think is a necessity and why students should choose that option.
I mean, Paul, do you think people need to change the courses they're doing and do more vocational courses, perhaps?
Well, when we've done research with employers, we ask them what they want from graduates, and it's strange, it was quite interesting that 70% of graduate recruiters say we want any discipline. So they're quite prepared to take any discipline, really, in a sense, as long as people develop these skills that Leanne's been talking about. I think it's a combination of the skill and work experience which really makes people marketable.
What's so we were talking before off-air about a Generation Y. Explain that. Why is that making it more difficult to get jobs?
This generation of students, sociologists refer to as Generation Y, people born after the 1980s, really. This is the first generation that's grown up as digital natives, so they've been surrounded by computers and computer technology. As a result, their attitudes to work are very different from previous generations, particularly the baby boomer generation. And we're finding that they're far more comfortable using technology than previous generations, but they're also quite good at decoding signals from employers and working out what employers are really saying to them.
But why is that making them? Why does it make it difficult for them to be employed? Is there too much of a chasm between these two generations?
Generation Y have different approaches to things like timekeeping, turning up on time.
Right.
And they have a very much more flexible approach to work.
They haven't got a work ethic.
Well, they have got, but it's very different. It's a digital work ethic, which we're finding in our research is very different from previous generations.
OK, well, Leanne, you must see a lot of third years. What are they thinking? What are their feelings at the moment?
I think that a lot of third years are either looking to stay in education, get masters, postgraduate courses.
Delaying the job market.
I wouldn't say it's delaying. I think it's to go along the lines of adding to those skills and making sure that they can be the best that they are when they do decide to go into the workforce. But we're in such a huge city with a huge student population, and the amount of students that are attracted here does draw a lot of businesses and links to that. So students do have the opportunity to get jobs.
Thank you both very much. Thank you. That's all from us for now. As ever, you can contact us via the website bbc.co.uk/politics. Follow the links to the Northwest. There's no politics show next week because of the Wimbledon finals, but we're back in 2 weeks' time.